Hello and welcome to Non-Stop Wrestling Chat. My name is Barry and this is your Wednesday Night War review. Both shows were good, guys. There was one that edged a little bit further ahead than the other with the in-ring work, but then the other one was better entertainment-wise, which we'll get into. Okay, before we do, thanks for all the support, guys. Recently we've been seeing the channel get a little bit more views, and yeah, it's been great. It's great to get fresh new eyes onto the page, and I just want to remind you before we head into these reviews, don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a bunch, and it actually helps the channel grow. Anyway, guys, let's get into these reviews and let's just start talking about wrestling. That's what we're here for. So the first match we had on AEW was the Inner Circle: Chris Jericho, Jack Harder, Santana, Ortiz and Guevara versus Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Orange Cassidy, Trent and Chuck Taylor. The Best Friends picked up the win here. This was an average at best match, but it was fun. It was a really, really fun match, but it was kind of average. I gave it 2.5 stars, which is just middle of the road. Was nothing really special happening on the match. Next we had, sorry guys, my camera has somehow decided to go in front of the notes, which are right there. So next week we're backstage with Moxley. He's upset that Cage beat on someone half his size. Cage is huge, most people are half his size. What would he, so he goes on to say, what would he do if it was him? There's nothing he can do about it, he's just a punk. Goes on, Taz says Moxley's terrified, no DQ, tornado tag, Moxley's team is done. The usual. We had the TNT Championship match, Cody Rhodes versus Warhouse. Cody Rhodes picked up the win. Gave us a 2.5 stars, so I said this was slightly above average, but I know this is literally average out of 5 stars, but it was okay, just something was missing. And you know, I really think they're building up into something great. I don't know who they're going to bring in as the TNT Championship match that's going to get Cody to drop it, but you can start to see Cody always goes for the same kind of leg work, and I really think that's going to be the flaw in the chain at some point. But 2.5 for that. It was an okay match. So Cody looked to shake Warhorse's hand, but the Dark Order runs down to attack. They send Warhorse out of the ring, then they attack Cody. They turn to Arn Anderson looking to attack, but Zack Ryder comes out. He hits the Rough Ride on one of them and sends the others to the outside. Cool debut. He heads out to the ring, shake hands with Cody, and yeah, he done that. And this was the one thing I've wrote down. I was just reading it here. I've wrote down, I think this is going to be the man who's going to take this belt from Cody, and he's thoroughly deserving it. And I hope he takes the belt from Cody here. Maybe the two of them team up for a little bit and maybe do a tag run this, and then he goes and gets the World Championship. Zack Ryder deserves tons because he's a great wrestler. He's got a great look and he deserves it. He just deserves it. So the Inner Circle runs out. Jericho says they're furious, and this is after the break, by the way. He asks for his music to be stopped. They're mad about what's going on with the Inner Circle. Kind of rabbles on a little bit. Says that Orange Cassidy and Jericho are going to have a debate next week. Then it got kind of boring this little bit. So the next match that we had with Grayson and Uno versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. Omega and Hangman Page pick up the win here. Again, guys, middle of the road, great match. 2.5 stars. Nothing really interesting happening in the matches. They're all good matches, but I don't know if we've all become desensitized to like how great the matches are, and now we're just kind of seeing it as like what it is, like middle of the road. Yeah, I hope this isn't a problem that continues, but 2.5 for this. They had the Dark Order, had a segment with like the Young Bucks Omega, Hangman, FTR. It was kind of lacking, but it built some sort of story. Then we had Shida versus Diamondite, I think that's how you say her name. Shida picked up the win. Shida made everything look good. Everything that she was doing made it look like it was her. Dynamite tried to return the favour by doing like a couple of cool chops. The win was never in question. It was a 2.5 stars, guys. It was, again, middle of the road match. It was... Then we had one of the greatest moments in wrestling for the past 10 years. I'm not going to say in the past decade, because the next person that says to me, so for the past 7 months, I'm going to slap. I'm not going to do anything, YouTube. Right, guys, we had MJF segment here, which was amazing. So he comes to the ring. He's trying to do like full American president, Trump, Obama shit. He's got like some signage around the ring. MJF is behind a podium. The American flag stands nearby. He asks us to use the hashtags not my champion and MJF 2020. John Moxley is not his champion. MJF says he can't tell a lie. He'd be nowhere without... Wrestling would be nowhere without Moxley. He is one of the greatest. But it's high time that we be honest in this kind of discussion. Since Moxley started, where's wrestling came to? All the gymnastics, flip-floppy kind of stuff. He goes on to say, our champion should lead by example. He isn't supposed to cosplay as a specific wrestler, and that's the stone cold fact. I popped when he said that. MJF is undefeated. He's one of the last... He is the first and last MJF. He will not stop until we stop being the alternative and start being the pinnacle of professional wrestling, which I think AEW is going to get there at some point. And yeah, there's nothing else I can say. You need to go watch that segment, find it on YouTube, find it on AEW's social media pages. I'm sure it's going to be up there. It was one of the best segments in wrestling that I've seen in a long time, and it was great. I loved it. Then we went on to the no disqualification tornado tag match. Darby Allin, John Moxley, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. John Moxley, Darby Allin picked up the win here. It was a really fun match. Gave it 3 stars. The skateboard spot was really cool. And there's a couple of cool chair shots. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. 3 stars in total. So overall, the whole show, the main event and the MJF is kind of go watch it because those were great. But there was nothing else really on the show that was... Everything else was middle of the road. It was enjoyable. Like I said, main event, MJF segment were the best of the night, but the rest was just... felt like kind of filler content, and it's something that I wasn't expecting from AEW. But if we're only getting to the filler content just now, the guys have been doing a good job, because I'd probably say this is probably one of the lesser enjoyable shows, even though it's got 2 great moments in it than they've had in the past couple of weeks. But yeah, let's move on to NXT, guys. NXT kicks off with Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai. I literally say that every single day. Dakota Kai, Io Shirai and Tegan Nox. It's a kind of tag match. Io Shirai, Tegan Nox pick up the win. 3 stars right out the bat, guys. Really enjoyable, solid tag featuring 4 very good wrestlers. Enjoyed this one. Hands down, was kicked off and it straight away made me feel that I wanted to watch this show. Unlike AEW, the first one felt a little bit sluggish, even though it was a fun match at the start. We get a clip from the Pat McAfee show, an Adam Cole incident. So 2 days ago, Triple H appeared on the show discussing Adam Cole's apology, and they're looking to talk again soon. I thought it was a little cool, not breaking kayfabe and going on that show. I quite liked it. So Johnny Gargano versus Roderick Strong. Johnny Gargano picked up the win. This was a very, very good TV match, guys. And if this was a pay-per-view match, I think it would have got a little bit less in the rating. But because it's a TV, I gave it 3 stars. But I don't think these guys can have a bad match against each other. There was a couple of segments after this that were really, really lacklustre. They just felt they were just put together. So we're just leaving them out, and we'll go on to the next kind of match. Was Martinez versus Blackheart. Martinez picked up the win. Gave us 2 stars, guys. Made both people look good and dominant, but I get what they've done. It wasn't a great match, and 2 stars for that. Then with NXT champion Keith Lee comes to the ring to discuss what happened last week. He's saying that Karrion Kross doesn't get why he won't just like face him. What happens is Cameron Grimes, who says that he will win the North American title. He goes to attack Lee. Lee hits him with a... Sorry guys, I wrote this down, I can't even remember what it is. So Lee hits him with a move. Then Cross comes out, and it was all kind of like a... I get what they're doing. They try and do these things so that when it comes into like the pay-per-views, they get like this cool little segment stuff. But really, there was nothing happening. It's just... I don't know, guys. I really feel it could have been better. Then we have Everrise versus Emporium. Emporium wins. I don't even know why this match was even here. This is worse than the segments on this show. Isaiah Scott versus Jack Atlas. Isaiah Scott picks up the win. 3 stars, guys. Another good match. Damien Priest then gets interviewed about qualifying match that comes up next. He's just kind of rambling on, kind of promising that there'll be no surprises. He's going to pick up the win. Blah blah blah. Next week, the Damien Priest match. So they say that next week Rhea Ripley is going to face Dakota Kai. The winner faces Io at TakeOver, which I think is going to be really good. So then we have the NXT North American Championship qualifying match. Dexter Lumis, Finn Balor, Timothy Thatcher. Dexter Lumis picks up the win. 3 stars, guys. Nothing about this match really kind of stood out in a way, but it was good, solid wrestling, kept you entertained, and nothing kind of popped out at me. Overall, I gave NXT 3 stars. The matches were good, the segments weren't that good, but over on AEW, I would say most of the segments were good. 1 or 2 matches were good, but the rest of it was just filler stuff. Fortunately, this week, the only thing that really stands out in my mind about AEW was the MJF segment, the main event. NXT, there's nothing really to go back and be like, oh, go watch this on NXT. Everything was a solid match, and most of them picked up 3 stars from me. So the winner this week is NXT. I'm surprised at the winner because there wasn't really a lot to enjoy apart from most of the matches. But on the other hand, AEW did have fun matches, but it just felt a little bit through together. So NXT is a winner this week, guys. And yeah, honestly, it was a hard choice between the two of them. The MJF segment nearly took AEW to the win, but I gave NXT for the in-ring content. It was... Both shows were just there. They weren't perfect. I would go say watch the MJF kind of segment because it was definitely great, and maybe go watch the main event. That's about it. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what was your favourite match of the night and what was your favourite segment. What did you think about that MJF segment? Let me know what you think and who do you think was a winner. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you here Saturday for the SmackDown review. See you later, guys.